Okay, welcome everybody. So we are up to Sichot 178. I'm really excited about this one because we're gonna end up reading a part of my favorite story that Lonnie actually helped me paint. So,
I'm missing a sheet, sorry.
No problem. You have,
I have like a short piece thing.
Oh, so I guess you're missing sheet one. I think you have both ones. Oh no, you don't. Okay, fine. Okay, so here we go. So Sichot 178. Okay, late one afternoon, just before the mincha prayer, I was standing before the Rebbe. He was looking out of the window with a look of deep longing in his eyes. He began speaking to me how quickly the day passes and is gone. He said, "Vasechabsu tun in dum olam," or something like that. What do I have to do in this world? But behold, the day passes and is soon gone. The Rebbe meant that what he had to do was beyond measure. Okay, so.
I didn't realize he spoke Yiddish.
Yeah, that's why I don't feel so bad also reading things in English because it was in Yiddish.
Right.
It's not Hebrew, you know? But, okay, so anyways, but like, I mean, I definitely could feel that sometimes, right? The day passes and is gone. Like, I feel like the days go by so quick. Before we know it, the day is gone, right? And Rebbe Nachman obviously felt like there was a lot that he needed to do in a day and to bring down, and he was like somebody who was always working towards like getting to higher and higher levels. So, okay, so basically Rebbe Nachman used to tell stories. I don't have this photocopied for you. I tried looking for it, but I couldn't find a photocopy of the story, like anything online. So, Rebbe Nachman used to tell stories for the newcomers, and basically he I feel like what he's talking about is like literally the third day in the seven beggar story. So just to remind people what the seven beggar story is basically it's a story about two kids who got lost in the forest, and because it's a really long story, so I'm just going to take us straight to the part that I want to read. But this is the background. Two kids got lost in the forest, and it was like a boy and a girl, and they were starving. And they were crying and crying and crying, and a beggar came. I think the first beggar was blind, and he gave them some bread, you know, and the kids were like, please take us with you, and the beggar was like, no, I can't take you with me. And then they finished the bread, and then the next day they were crying again, and then a deaf beggar came and gave them bread. And the story continues, and every single time somebody came, like a different beggar came with a different defect, like blind, deaf. This one's going to be about someone who's mute, somebody who had a crooked neck, the beggar with no hands, and I don't think he revealed it, but the beggar with no feet is like the last one, and that's supposed to be like Mashiach. But each one of these beggars represent a defect, and the defect is really like their perfection. The defect is really like what they have is so like beyond this world that it couldn't have been expressed in this world. Like the blind beggar could see into the beginning of time, and like how everything, like he had such perfect awareness of like how the world was created and that Hashem is Hashem, that he couldn't even, it was in this world he was blind, but really like he had perfect vision. Hello. Hey, Judy. So basically, what happens with these kids is eventually, you know, they go on begging for much of their lives, and then eventually they get married, and the seven beggars make them, and like all the poor people make them like a big wedding, like a chuppah, and this is the story of their Sheva Brachos now. So that's like the part that I'm bringing you into. So every single day, a different beggar comes to do the Sheva Brachos. Okay, the beggars come back because the kids are like yearning for the Sheva Brachos. I'm telling the story of the seven beggars in a nutshell. Okay. So this isn't in the source sheet because I couldn't find like a good copy of it. But okay, so the third day. On the third day, the couple once again began to reminisce, and they wept. It's not on the source sheet. Yeah. Sorry. Read the first Sicha to yourself, though. Read so that way you're like, at least we'll see the connection. Okay, on the third day, the couple once again began to reminisce, and they wept and yearned. How can we bring the third beggar who had a speech defect? All of a sudden, he appeared and said, "Here I am." He fell on them and kissed them. He then said, "At first I blessed you that you should be like me. Now I am giving you as a wedding present that you should be like me. You think I have a speech defect? I do not have a speech defect at all. Rather, all the words in the world which do not praise Hashem do not have any perfection in them. I therefore seem to have a speech defect, since I cannot speak words which lack perfection. But actually, I do not have a speech defect at all. Quite the contrary. I'm a wonderful orator and speaker. I can speak in parables and lyric that are so wonderful that there is no created thing in the world that does not want to hear me. The parables and lyrics that I know contain all the wisdom. Regarding this, I have the word of a great man who is called the true man of kindness." There is an entire story about this. So the story goes on, but I'm just going to skip to the part where he tells, where the third beggar tells this story about how he proves that he has the highest speech in the world, even though it looks like he has a speech defect. Okay. There is a mountain. On the mountain, there is a stone. From this stone flows a spring. Everything has a heart. Therefore, the world as a whole has a heart. The heart of the world has a complete body, with face, hands, and feet. However, a toenail of the heart of the world has more of the essential nature of heart than the heart of anything else. Okay, so everybody with me so far? So that it's like a little trippy. But there's a stone, and on the stone there's a mountain. And from this stone comes a spring. Okay, so one vision. Then the third beggar is saying there's also something else. There's everything has a heart, but there's also like the heart of the world. Okay, and the heart of the world has the most heart than anything does in the world. The mountain with the stone and the spring stands at one end of the world. The heart of the world stands at the opposite end of the world. So the mountain and the mountain with the spring is on one end, and the heart of the world is on the other end. The heart of the world faces the spring and constantly longs and yearns to come to the spring. It has a very, very great longing, and it cries out very much that it should be able to come to the spring. So this spring represents this, to me, it represents like dvekas, like Hashem, like godliness, spirituality, and the heart of the world is like our soul, like yearning for it. Okay. The spring also yearns for the heart. So it's not only that the heart yearns for the spring, but the spring is actually yearning for the heart as well. The heart has two things that make it weak. First, the sun pursues it and burns it. This is because it has such a desire yearning to go and to be close to the spring. So it has two weaknesses. The first one is that the sun is constantly burning it, which represents like just material taivas and just being run down and all the physical things that happen to us in the world, the stam difficulties, And the second thing that weakens the heart is the great longing and yearning that it constantly has toward the spring. It longs and yearns so much that its soul goes out and cries out. It constantly stands facing the spring and cries out, "Help," desiring it so very much. So the second thing that weakens the heart is this the actual existential pain that we all feel, that we want to come close to Hashem, and we can't. The world, I heard Rebbe Nachman say once, the world isn't big enough for the amount of ratzon that we have to come to Hashem, and that's the second thing that weakens the heart. When the heart wants to rest a bit and catch its breath, a great bird comes and spreads its wings over it, protecting it from the sun. It then can relax a bit. However, even when it is resting, it looks towards the spring and yearns for it. So this great bird that comes represents the Torah. When the heart wants to just get a break from the difficulties of these things, just the Torah comes and spreads its wings over it and shades it and gives it some relief. One may wonder, since it yearns for it so much, why does it not go to the spring, right? Why doesn't the heart just walk over to the spring? However, if it were to come close to the mountain, then it would no longer see the peak. It then cannot gaze at the spring, and if it stops looking at the spring, it would die, since its main source of life is the spring. When it stands facing the mountain, it can see the peak upon which the spring is, but as soon as it comes close to the mountain, the peak is hidden from its eyes. This is clearly demonstrable. If it could not see the spring, then it would die. So it's not like in this world, so to speak, like we're not able to get to that spring. Like it's impossible. There's only so close that we could get. If the heart died, then the entire world would cease to exist. The heart is the life force of all things, and nothing can exist without a heart. So the entire world needs the heart, so it has to stay in place. It is for this reason that it cannot go to the spring. It therefore stands facing it, yearning and crying out. Time does not exist for the spring. The spring is not inside of time at all. The spring only has time because the heart gives it as a gift for one day. However, when the time comes for the day to come to a close, then at the end of the day, the spring will not have any more time, and it will therefore die. This in turn would cause the heart to die. The entire world would then cease to exist. So if the spring is outside of time, but the heart is inside of time, and basically the heart gives the spring more time. And if the heart didn't have that time, then the spring and the heart would cease to exist. Toward the end of the day, they begin to take leave of each other. At that time, they begin to speak to one another in wonderful parables and lyrics with great love and tremendous desire. The true man of kindness watches very carefully over this. At the exact end of the day, the true man of kindness gives the heart a gift of one day. The heart gives the day to the spring, and the spring then once again has time. When this day comes from the place from which it also comes with very wonderful parables and lyrics containing all types of wisdom. Okay, that's basically the gist that I wanted to read. But it's like I love I love every part of this, but also just in the end, they just before they leave each other, they're heartsick for each other, and they're just singing lyrics and poems and loving each other so much, and then the true man of kindness sees this, Hashem, right, and he gives them more time. And I felt like this was very much exactly what this Sichot is talking about. Rebbe Nachman looks at the day, and he's yearning to do more and accomplish more, right? And he's but the day's gone. The day quickly passes and it's gone. And all he wants to do is come close to Hashem, and we know from learning this stuff that's so much of what Rebbe Nachman speaks about. That's his whole avoda, helping us to get close to Hashem, right? So, okay, I just had to use that just love that so much. Are you guys with me? It's okay, yeah, somewhat? Yeah. It's, what? You could ask. Is it just too out there?
No, it's just a lot.
Right.
What's with the toenail of the heart? What is that?
It's saying that the toenail of the heart of the world, it has more heart in it than anything else in the world.
It's the lowest level of the heart, but it's still the heart.
Right.
There's different levels.
Just quickly, just recap what's what in the story. The wings are, you said, is the Torah, right?
Right.
What's the heart? And what's
The heart of the world is us, basically. Also Rebbe Nachman says that it represents David HaMelech too, because of all his Tehillim that he wrote, he was the heart of the world, this poetry and this, so you could understand it that way too.
Okay.
Everyone has different versions of it,
Right.
but the heart of the world is us as we know ourselves, at least this is what it means to me. And we very much want to connect and get to higher levels and come to Dveikus and come to these and meet Hashem, basically, which is the spring, represents this mountain with the spring. But you can only get so far. The heart can't actually go to the spring. Hey, welcome.
Facts, right?
What?
Springs are facts.
The spring.
Hashem, be one with
Oh, I'm
Hashem.
Yeah.
terrified of dogs.
Yeah. Oh wow, we found somebody that was scared.
So sorry.
Upstairs. Therapy.
Sorry, do you mind?
This is cute, Daddy.
I know. It's like a cute little tiny spider. Same thing, Just go. Sorry, I'm really sorry.
It's okay. It was upstairs and then it came down. He came down. DJ. So then. Okay, so then the spring is, let's say it's,
Awareness of God awareness.
Yeah. But I think it's more than God awareness. I think it's actually like how our soul wants to like be enveloped in Hashem. It can't. It can in this world.
Okay, so then,
Yeah.
so the singing and the communicating is, I guess, the closest you could get, let's say.
I love that. I didn't think of that. Yeah. That's
Like the communication between the heart and the spring and the singing and the poetry is like the closest probably that you could get, like when you're probably in like a very elevated
right.
state.
They get like lovesick for each other. Like I love that. Like in it also it says like the spring can't exist without the spring also needs the heart of the world. Like it also, I mean, not can't exist. It also yearns for it. You know, it's like
Which is
this.
the Torah? Which is what?
Which is
Spring
us.
I thought we're the
This-
heart.
Right. The spring is yearning for the heart. Hashem is yearning.
The spring.
Hashem, yeah.
Okay.
We're trying, what does our neshama want? Like, it wants to be enveloped in Hashem, you know? And like this, and this,
And Hashem created the world.
and Hashem wants this too, you know? But like, there's only so far we could really get in this world. And like it said, like this heart gets weakened. So it gets weakened from the sun, which represents this like just the physical stuff, all this stuff that runs us down, you know, whatever that might be, our taivas, our bad midos, our whatever, you know, you fill in the blanks, and then just maybe
gets in the way
materialism
of us
also,
and
you know, like, and also just even this like existential pain, like it wears very heavy on the heart of the world, and it's like very intense, and it like, you know, like let's say in Rebbe Nachman's terms, he'll say like that's what makes this like broken-hearted depression, which isn't really what it's supposed to. You're not supposed to be depressed, and like that also like it just weighs heavily, and these two things like weigh heavily on a person, and like what could protect you, like the Torah, the bird comes and protects you from it, like gives you some relief, but you're still feeling it, but you get some relief, you know, and then yeah, so then at the end of the day, when like time is running out, right? So all we really have is time. Like we exist within time. When time is running out, then like, you know, there's like panic. Like they just start like singing poetry to each other, which the man with the speech defect knows about and could understand and could do it too, you know, the beggar with the speech defect. And he yeah, and then like the man of kindness, so which is Hashem, you know, like sees this, and then he gives more time, gives like another day to them.
I thought Hashem is the spring.
Right. So I don't know. I guess maybe the Shekhinah is the spring. Let's say the spring is the Shekhinah. Okay, and that you know,
It's not that Hashem.
it's like different.
aspect.
Yeah, it's different aspects.
Closeness to Hashem is the spring. Knowing of Hashem.
And then what happens? And then the man of kindness gives more time.
He gets it. He gives it.
But then the next day the whole cycle starts again.
Right.
Is that the point?
Yeah.
It's like cycle.
It's like it doesn't end.
Okay, fine.
This is life.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Are you guys like, what is this?
No, it's so beautiful.
I'm like obsessed with it. I'm like just curious. Is it like way too out there?
The painting that you did, it's a really good image, like to have in your mind of like.
Right. Thank you, Lonnie. I was like very obsessed with this third day. So Lonnie kindly, I asked her if she could help me. I don't know how to paint for the life of me. And I asked Lonnie, like I'm not an artist, but Lonnie is. And I asked her if she could help me like paint it, because I just like needed to see it.
With the spring in the heart.
Yeah. So I was like thinking about it for months before I asked her, like, how would I do this? Like, I bought like.
I remember when you guys did it.
Yeah. Yeah. I bought like.
I'd love to see it.
I was like researching how I could do it, and then I'm like, I can't do this. And then I was just like, Lonnie, you have to help me do
I never
that.
saw it. Where is it?
Right now, it's in my massage room hidden because of
why
all the
didn't you do that?
disaster that's going on in my house. No, it's like
I'm saying,
safekeeping.
where was it?
Yeah,
Never saw
I
it.
hung it up.
Yeah?
Yeah, in my dining room. Yeah. It will be there soon, God willing. Okay. So anyways, okay, fine. So that's the story. I know it's like throwing you in the middle and it's out there, but like I really, really think that story is like amazing and needs to be.
It makes sense also that you can't know Hashem, because like if you actually would see everything, then you wouldn't be in this world anymore. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's,
There'd be
Right.
zero.
like
You
it's
need
limitless, but this world, I mean, it's
you need the Sahara. You need
limitless, but
the
the world is limited. So
Right.
you just can't.
Right.
It's not something that we could attain.
Exactly.
Also, without the sun, you also can't be living in this world.
That's why it's existential pain. You want something that you could never have.
Right.
Here.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That I love Reb Leibish's line. Like, the world's not big enough, like, to, like, handle, like, all this, like, ratzon that we have for Hashem. So I wanted to read, like, another piece about desire. Is Sichot HaRan 51. And this, I feel like, really is, like, a great piece to, like, understand, like, a lot about what Rebbe Nachman was coming to teach. I put it in the middle, so I just want to see, okay, where it started. Okay, so this is in the middle, because it's like, again, it's another super long piece. Okay, and serving God. Serving God, question mark? Okay, I don't know of anyone who can claim that he serves God according to his greatness. If you have some conception of Hashem's greatness, I do not understand how you can easily claim to serve him. The highest angel cannot say that he truly serves Hashem. The main thing is desire. Always yearn to approach Hashem. Many want to serve Hashem, but not all have the same desire. There are many levels of desire, even in one person. At any given moment, his desire changes. The main thing is to desire, long, and yearn for Hashem. Through this, you can pray and study and keep his commandments. So I feel like this, like, just to recap it, right? Like, we all, and I think this also has to do with the story, right? Like, we all try to, like, serve Hashem, like, to the best of our ability, right? But it's like, who could really say that they serve Hashem? And, like, if you really realize, like, how gadol Hashem is, like, do we ever really accomplish that in the way that
We
we're...
would never sin if we knew.
Right.
It would be at the forefront of our mind.
But he's saying even angels that don't have a Yetzer Hara, like, because compared to Hashem, they're nothing. Angel, malachim, you know? Like, it's like, and it's the same thing with us. Like, Hashem is so great that, like, you could try your best to serve Hashem as much as you could, but, like...
You're never gonna get that.
Right. It's not really, like, feasible, you know?
Everyone's way of serving Hashem is different, though. You know what I mean?
That's fine, but it's still, but compared to Hashem's greatness, it's, and it's not putting down the way you're serving Hashem or the way anyone's serving Hashem. It's just trying to show how great Hashem is. That's the thing. Like, I'm talking about Ein Sof here. Like, I'm talking about, like, infinity, you know? So, like, compared to that, you know, like, everything you do, like, it doesn't equate, let's say, right? But Rebbe Nachman's saying here, that's why you should know, like, the main thing is really your desire. Like, that's what Hashem's really after here, like your ratzon, you know? Like, where, of course, he would never, you have to keep your mitzvahs, and he's telling you, know that, you know, like, work on your desire so that you can pray and study and keep his commandments, but like, the main thing is really desire, because, like, everything, like, we do, and it's, like, nothing compared to Hashem.
It's very hopeful, because then it's like, even what you do is never good enough.
Right.
But if you know that that's not really what counts is your desire, then it's
Thoughts.
like,
Right.
yeah.
Exactly.
And I think we all have a desire. It's just a matter of how much sun we have on top of it.
Right.
How much.
Right. How much
extra
we're, like,
is between.
in the
desire.
rot.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For sure. Yeah, 100%. But according to Hashem's greatness, all service is nothing, is not really true service at all, but is like a performance in relation to the greatness of Hashem. So, again, like, Rebbe Nachman's not saying this. That's where I stopped photocopying it for you, right? Yeah. Okay, so Rebbe Nachman's, again, he's not saying this to, you know, I put you in the middle of the piece, but he's not saying this in order to, like, make you feel like what you do is nothing and doesn't count. He's saying, like, don't sweat the small stuff, because, like, the main thing is your desire. Like, the main thing is you trying and picking yourself up after you fall again and trying again and just, like, keep on working on that desire. And I love also that he says in this piece, there are many levels of desire even in one person, and at any given moment his desire changes. Like, it's very real. Like, it's not something that stays, you know, sometimes we're more inspired and we're like, we could take over the world now, and sometimes we're less, but it's like in the same person, not just, you know. So so Rebbe Nachman's like knowing that and he's saying like still like try to work on this ratzon, and for people who don't have a ratzon, like Rebbe Nachman would say, so daven about it, like daven that you have a ratzon, you know. I think I read that somewhere, or maybe I made that up, but I'm pretty sure that was.
I think it's pretty good advice either way.
Yeah. I think that's what he would say. So maybe, perhaps. I actually did like a little. I'm just gonna find it on my phone because I didn't think I would bring this in, but I just want to remember which piece it was. For the Motzei Shabbos one, like basically Rebbe Nachman says. I just want to find these few lines. Hold on. Okay, so this is in Likutei Moharan Tanina 44.
So, I know, I bought it from my aunt. My aunt's an artist.
Oh, I love your aunt stuff whenever you post it.
What?
Your aunt made that? It's fabulous.
She's a real artist. She's gorgeous stuff. I mean, you can go on Instagram, simart18.
She has gorgeous stuff. You've shown me her stuff before. It's crazy.
Really?
Okay, so this is. I'm just going to read a few lines from. I'm just going to read a few lines from Likutei Moharan Tanina 44. Okay, so Rebbe Nachman says. Okay, I'm just throwing you in the middle here too. Because he is human, it is impossible for him to perfectly fulfill his religious duty. And the Holy One, blessed be he, does not purposely seek faults, nor was the Torah given to ministering angels. Moreover, concerning those who are exacting and unnecessarily strict, it is said, and live through them, and do not die by them. For they have no vitality whatsoever and are always depressed, because it seems to them that they fail to meet their religious duties with the mitzvahs they perform. Like, meaning, like, again, it's exactly what we just said. It's just, I'm just finding you the source for it. Like Rebbe Nachman saying, like, you're never going to be able to perform everything perfectly. So there's no reason to be OCD about it, you know? Like, it's, like, Hashem knows. He did not give the Torah to the ministering angels. That's from the Gemara. That's not even from Rebbe Nachman.
It's like in school. You know, the effort counts.
Exactly.
Not the grades.
And actually, I'm going to read the last line of this piece, and then you'll see what counts. And this is from the Zohar. Rebbe Nachman's quoting the Zohar. The main thing is this: the compassionate one, Rachmana Liba, right? He wants the heart. I don't have the Hebrew here, but the compassionate one desires the heart, and that's from Zohar. Like that's, and we're reading this whole thing about the heart of the world. You know, that's what Hashem wants. Like in the end of the day, it's not about, he wants your mitzvahs because he wants you to make your ratzon his ratzon for sure, and he wants you to learn Torah, and he wants all these things, but he really.
That's the whole thing of Chasidus.
Right.
It was putting the heart into how we serve Hashem, and not just
right. He wants your desire. He wants the heart of, he wants you to have this heart of the world that's like yearning to, like almost wants to kill itself for the spring, That's what he wants.
You're saying like the mitzvahs and Torah learning is more means to an end rather than the end itself.
The mitzvahs and the Torah learning?
Yeah.
I don't know if I could say that.
Right, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like
I'm saying like you need both because that's what Hashem wants. So like we don't need to. Hashem wants both. He wants your heart and like he tells us to keep the mitzvahs and learn Torah, and that's what we got to do. I don't know what he wants more.
Heart, then you end up doing mitzvahs.
Right, like Rebbe Nachman's telling us like don't, like these few pieces that we did for the past few weeks. This like don't get brought down from like messing up. Like gather your nekudas tovos. Like it's not important. Like we don't need to shame ourselves. What we need to do, just keep on working on the desire, get back up again, keep on,
like striving for perfectionism. Like you can't achieve it.
Right.
You're literally saying you can't achieve it.
Right.
So don't,
exactly.
Such a, relief.
And he was against chumras, and he was against. Well, he was not. He said if you want to have a chumrah in one mitzvah, okay, like it's a good thing, But otherwise, like. A chumrah is like a stringency on halakha. It's like I'm talking for him, which I hate. I'm not going to do that. But like, he was into like hisbodedus and things like work on your heart. Work on your heart. That's like, but he would never, again, he said in just to like disclaimer, like he said in other in a Torah. You could take my Likutei Moharan and translate it like however you want to translate it, but do not be over like any mitzvah in Shulchan, any halacha in Shulchan Aruch. Like, I don't care what you do with my Likutei Moharan. I don't care how you want to explain it, left, right, this, that, but you cannot be halacha is halacha. Like, is that, nothing, you can't mess with that. So that's why I'm saying, like, I think he definitely thinks that you need mitzvahs in Torah.
No, not saying you need mitzvahs. So the way you're explaining this is if, like, we focus on mitzvahs and Torah learning, and that really focuses the heart and the yearning, and that those are in a way a tool of getting there. And so, it's not that. It's just that you need both.
You need both. You need both. That's the only way we could understand, like, that's what we know clearly is how we're supposed to worship Hashem. How would we know otherwise if we didn't have Torah and mitzvahs,
Yeah, but when you meet people that do Torah mitzvahs without the heart,
right,
it looks very different than people do it with the heart.
For sure.
And then you meet the people that only have the heart, that are not following halacha, that also is not
Or
okay.
you yourself, like when you do mitzvah with or without heart.
Right.
It's so different.
Of course.
Right.
You need both.
Okay. We got kind of on a tangent, so, okay, so I wanted to I'm like, why did I want to bring this piece in? Okay, so I wanted to bring this piece in because I just wanted to show us, I just wanted to bring in like a tzaddik piece because like, I thought it also had to do with this original Sichot HaRan piece. Like Rebbe Nachman like was so mesirus nefesh to bring down like all these lessons for us and to do so much for us, and this is like an amazing piece about like to understand what like a true tzaddik is. So, okay. Vayhi, I'm just reading the first line. So I realized I didn't write it down. It's Likutei Moharan, Tanina 7. That's the source. Okay. Okay.
No.
Yeah, it is on the page. It's right after. It starts for he with compassion.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah, I just forgot to write where I'm taking this from. Okay. Okay. And it was the end of 2 years of days that Paro dreamed. Okay. So for he with compassion, for them will lead them, from Yeshaya. In other words, one who has compassion can be a leader. And one who wants to know how to act with compassion, it is forbidden to show compassion for the wicked or for murderers and thieves. In addition, someone who does not know how to exercise compassion might pity a 4-day-old infant by feeding it food suitable for an adult, and not for such an infant. Such an infant must be nourished specifically on milk. It is therefore necessary to know how to act with compassion. Compassion for an infant such as this requires giving him specifically milk, and for an adult, giving him the food that he needs. Likewise, it is necessary to show compassion to each person as is suitable for him. So, what's a true leader? Like somebody who has compassion. And compassion doesn't mean just like, we spoke about this before, like just like the outpouring of chesed. Compassion means like giving each person what they need and what will like really help them. Not like, and he gives the example, not giving like an infant like all types of food that will kill them, even though it's better than just the milk, Only Moshe Rabbeinu had such compassion. He was the leader of the Jewish people, and he will be the leader in the future. For that which was, is, will be, is what will be, from Koheles. Moshe Rabbeinu had genuine compassion for the Jewish people. He sacrificed himself for them and cast aside his life, showing absolutely no concern for himself. Although Hashem said to him, "And I will make you into a great nation," from Shemos, he paid no attention whatsoever to this, but said, "If you would forgive their offense." This is because he was compassionate and a true leader, right? Like Hashem said, like, "I'm going to kill all of Klal Yisrael and make you the nation," and Moshe's like, "Just forgive them." He didn't want to have a part in that, And Moshe engaged in settling the world so that it should be inhabited by human beings, because the essential human element is da'as, unit of knowledge and awareness of Hashem. Someone without da'as is not part of the human race and does not deserve to be called human. He's nothing more than a beast with the appearance of a human being. So, Rebbe Nachman saying that Moshe got the word, like inhabited the world. So it's like, what do you mean he inhabited the world? You know, and Rebbe Nachman saying it's because he made people human. And how did he make people human? By giving them das, by giving them this godly awareness. That's what Moshe, you know, he brought down the Torah, and that's what he brought into the world. Moshe Rabbeinu had compassion and engaged in settling the world so that it should be inhabited and filled with human beings, i.e., people with das. He was the one who unfolded the light of das for us, as it is written in Devarim, "It was you who disclosed the das that Hashem is the Elokim." And Moshe unfolded das and revealed to us that there is an Elokim, a ruler of the earth. Right? So Moshe made it clear to us that like Shema Yisrael, I mean, it's from the Torah, right? Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, that everything is one, that Hashem is one, Elokim is one, that Hashem's like involved in the world with us, and he's the ruler of the earth. The main compassion, so that's what tzaddikim do, right? And that's what Moshe Rabbeinu did. He had compassion on us. He kept on fighting for us in the desert, and not just physically, like by giving us, like it was through him that we got the man, and it was through him with the ananei hakavod, like it was all because the tzaddik, you know. But it wasn't just that Moshe like saved us and helped us with, also like spiritually, like he taught us what Hashem is and what da'as is. Okay, so now the main compassion. So what's like the highest level of rachamim for a leader? The main compassion is when the Jews, the holy people, succumb to sin. God forbid. May the compassionate one spare us. There is no greater compassion than this. This is because all the terrible suffering in this world is considered naught in comparison to the heavy burden of sin, God forbid. For when Israel succumbs to...
I literally just posted this on my status.
Right, because this is the Tomer Devorah. Yeah. I know. I didn't see it, but this is, I'm not surprised that you posted it. For when Israel succumbs to sin, God forbid, it is a very heavy burden. The one that is impossible to bear, as in like a burden which is heavy, they are too heavy for me. So the greatest compassion is when Hashem actually holds our averos, and he's like, imagine like housing like a really like obnoxious, annoying guest. Like that's what Hashem does with our averos, you know? Like he's housing them, he's sustaining them, you know? Like someone who's like literally like someone who's like stealing from you, or you know, like rude and bothering your kids, and that's what Hashem does with our averos. Like he houses them, you know. Anyone who knows Israel's holiness, their source, and discerns their spirituality and refinement knows that Israel is totally distant from sin. He knows too that on account of the great measure of their innate holiness and their great refinement and spirituality, they have no connection whatsoever to sin. So, right, like anyone who knows like the truth about Bnei Yisrael knows that like sin is very far from us. Like it's not something that we're connected to. It's like it comes to us, and we do averos, you know.
Outsides.
But it's not like, it's not within. It's right. I love that that's perfect. Right. It's not within. It's from the outside, you know. Therefore, all the suffering in the world is not considered a burden in compassion to the heavy burden of sin, God forbid. May the compassionate one spare us. So, compared to averos, like there's no suffering there. So, and if I've mentioned this before also, so sorry for the repeat, but holy, you know, like the book Holy Woman? Yeah. So, I love that book too. Did you ever read that book?
Yes.
Okay, that's a good Shabbos read. Okay. So it says like, who's the author? Right. So Sari Yocheved Rigler interviews her, thanks, and says, and asked, this is Chai Sarah Kramer, and asked her like how, like she was in Auschwitz, and I think she was under Mengele, if I remember correctly, and she's like, was it bad? Like she has something, I'm paraphrasing here because I didn't read it in a while, okay? And she says something like, was it bad? And she's like, bad? She's like, bad is only when there's like averos. That's bad. Bad, like you know, this is like, this woman was married to like Lamed Vav Tzaddik, so you could only imagine.
She herself was
She
like,
was not. It was. I want to read it again. I read it.
No, I'm saying obviously she herself. I'm saying like I can't be married to Lamed Vav Tzaddik. That's what I'm trying to say. That's my point. So, what'd you say? It's my cover. He really is. No, okay. So.
He's reading his book, he would argue.
Alright, so anyways, like that's you know, like that's how she looked at the world. Like suffering is when there's Averos, and like that's a person who lived not too long ago, you know, and nothing else is suffering. Mingla is not suffering. Just I mean, it's obviously a very, very high level. Okay.
Even on a different level, like the hostages that are being interviewed when they come out, also
Oh.
they are also able to
Right.
kind of like disassociate themselves from physical suffering.
Right.
And recognize that it
And they
was
say
from
like
Hashem.
not that they want to be back in the tunnels. I heard one saying, but they want to have that closeness that they did in the tunnels. Like there was something.
It's the heart yearning.
Right. It's the heart yearning for the spring.
I think we can all relate to a time in our lives when we have that connection to Hashem through suffering.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
That when the suffering passed, the connection was lost.
Yeah.
Or not strong.
Diminished.
I definitely could, for sure.
Yeah.
It's true. So even when a person endures suffering, if it doesn't include sin, it is not at all reckoned as suffering. This is as in there is no suffering without sin. If no sin is present, it is not suffering, because suffering is only when one succumbs to sin. God forbid. Thus, the essence of compassion is to show compassion for Israel, the holy people, by releasing them from the heavy burden of sin. So what's like the most compassionate thing that Hashem could do for us is to release us from the sin, because there's not really, that's what real suffering is. And also, like we read before, like it doesn't have to do with us. Like it's not who we are. Like it's, you know, something completely different, completely separate. This is why whenever Israel succumbed to any sin, Moshe Rabbeinu, may he rest in peace, would sacrifice himself for them and pray for them, as happened with the spies and the like. He knew that on account of their holiness and refinement, they are distant from sin and completely incapable of bearing sin's heavy burden. So this is what Moshe Rabbeinu would do for us, you know, that's what a tzaddik is, like to really see like the greatness of Klal Yisrael and to really see how special we really are, and to understand like sin should not be attached to these people at all. It's not inherently attached to us, and it shouldn't be attached to these people at all. And he would therefore daven to try and get us out of it, you know, like let's say like your best kid, I'm not saying best, but like your most well-behaved kid, let's say, like, you know, like I'm giving her, God forbid, so let's not say our own kids, right? Let's say a really well-behaved kid like goes to school and like just, you know, shoots up the place or something. Okay, I'm just like, you're like, actually that's really disturbing, forget it, I can't.
I'm thinking the opposite. Like
Yeah.
you're a troublemaker. Like you don't believe that he's really bad. You really believe that he's so sweet and such a good and
Right.
such a good
Like
boy,
misunderstood.
And he's just whatever, acting out, but you don't think that he is bad because he's acting badly.
Right. So that's a better example. Thank you. So that's how like
Terrorist, yeah.
I'm thinking of like yeah. I don't know what I'm thinking of. So yeah. So that's like, you know, like that's right. It's like the tzaddikim knew, like, okay, we're misunderstood. Like there was a misunderstanding of some sort. We're not actually attached to this. And in fact, what is the genesis of sin, God forbid? How would you explain genesis of sin, Esther?
Origin.
Okay, thanks. What's the origin of sin? It is nothing other than one's lack of da'as. This is because a person does not sin unless the spirit of foolishness enters him. Thus, this is the greatest compassion of all. One has to show him compassion by instilling him with da'as. This This is, as in, praiseworthy is he who imparts wisdom to the poor, because poverty is nothing than a lack of das. From Nadarim, one has to show compassion by instilling him with das, which is what we said in the beginning. That's what Moshe Rabbeinu did. Like he gave us this das. So we'll end here now. But yeah, just I just want to give us all a bracha that we should know that we're really detached from sin and it's not a part of us, and we should always have this ratzon to serve Hashem, and we should be attached to tzaddikim too, because we need them also. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you.